Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. TB the Bear. TB, everyone's favourite bear. Oh, look at him, look at him. He's like my very own baby Yoda. Yes, he is. He's my little mascot, aren't you? Yes. We love TB the Bear, don't we? Yes. Mwah. 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 That's PG for YouTube. That's not what we really get up to off camera, is it, TV? Anyway, hello everyone. Yes, I've got a question. Who turned the winter on? Who turned the bloody winter on? We're still in September and it's bloody freezing. Unbelievable. Can't put up with this. I'm an old man, you know. Yes. Let's go to the comments before we start. We got one from Just Jamo. He says, yes, loads and loads of sprint races. Question answered. End of stream. LOL. Well, that's it then. That's it. Okay. Question answered, TB. We're all done. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always. And I'll catch you in the next video. Come on, TB. Should we go and have a wank? Should we go and have a wank? Yeah? Should we go and have a wank? Why not? We'll be like that Twitch streamer, won't we? Yeah. Should we get banned? Should we get banned? Shall we? Let's just go. Let's just go. Because, I mean, that's it. I posed the question. It's been answered. Jamie's answered. That's it. I'm going now. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you. Ah, balls. I'm coming back. Everyone's going, no! No! Don't come back. Don't come back. I've got to set my frame back up again. Now look at this. I'm all out of frame. I like to be in the middle. Or on top, whichever's good. Let's put TB up there. TB, bad bear, bad bear. How can we get banned from YouTube? I just fancy being banned from YouTube, TB. How can we get banned? Shall we do a bit of bear spanking? Shall we? Let's do a bit of bear spanking. Ooh, 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 naughty bear. Oh, you're such a naughty, naughty, slutty little bear, aren't you? Yes, oh, bear. Look at that little tush. Look at that little tush. Look at it. Woo, woo. Oh, God. Yes, hello, everyone. It's me. I'm back again. It's Thursday night. Matthew D'Souza says, no sprint races. This is a sport, not entertainment, in my opinion. It's like having games of penalties, which count as points in football. Yeah, I quite agree, Matt. That's PG-12, he says. Is it? Oh, I'll have to do better than that then, won't I? I'll have to do better than that then. PG-12? That's ridiculous. I've never been PG-12 in my life. Unbelievable scenes. Or as a certain mentor of mine would say, biblical scenes. Biblical scenes. So yeah, let's talk about what I put in the video. Like, what did I put? I can't remember now. Let's go back to it, Dave, you chumpo. Oh yeah, first of all, F1's back. Yes! Back at the Singapore Sling this weekend. Now, apparently, according to the Sky One chart, which was so bloody confusing, who the hell wrote that out? I don't know, but it was absolute tosh. What the hell, Sky? What the hell? Anyway, they put out this very confusing graph. And apparently, if Maxi Boy wins in Singapore, he will be world champion. But of course, there's tons of other permutations that got to happen during the race for that to happen. But if he wins, and everyone else does how this list is supposed to be working out, then he will be world champion. I think there's still 5 races to go after Singapore, isn't there? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So yes, that's not going to bode well for next year if he continues his dominance. And of course, there's 24 races next year, so he could win with 9 races left to go. And that won't be very good for the 9 tracks at the end of the season, because as we know, the attendance levels always drop for the races where drivers aren't really scoring any points because the championship's over. It's just the way it goes, you know. Everyone's like, it's just a race, isn't it, really? Can't bother to go. Just a race, isn't it, mate? You know? Whereas, if they're still fighting for the championship, it's, yeah, come on, Lewis. Not this year. Unfortunately, Lulu will not be world champion this year. That is an almost certainty, unless Maxi Boy does a Michael Schumacher and unfortunately breaks a leg at Silverstone in 1999 and has to sit out the rest of the season. Apart from that, I cannot see Maxi Boy being beaten whatsoever. So he will be world champion. And I have to say, it's pretty much deserved this year because the others just... Well, Ferrari... Do we even really need to talk about Ferrari? Ferrari are just being Ferrari and making sure they lose the championship themselves without any help from anyone else whatsoever. So that's Ferrari out of the equation. And of course, Mercedes have had the bouncy castle problems with the car, which has set them back, to be honest. And so they were no real threat to Red Bull. And Red Bull just came out of the blocks, and they were it was an evolution from last year's car, where towards the end of the season, Maxi Boy was definitely getting the pace of Hamilton, definitely, and overtaking him in certain races. So it was really just an evolution of last year's car, and there it is. And of course, a lot of people forget, even though the old boy must be getting on a little bit now. I must look him up on Google. Adrian Newey, of course, is still the designer of the Red Bull, and still an absolute genius. I mean, even though he's getting on a bit, I'm pretty sure he's got quite a few staff that he's constantly teaching about, aerodynamics and downforce and all that. I'm sure he's got a few staff there. So when he eventually retires, there'll be lots of people to take over the mantle. But Adrian Newey, I was thinking about him the other day, and I thought he still is a genius. I mean, that 19, I'm going to sneeze, that's why I'm stopping. Hang on a second. No, I'm good. Okay, he is a genius. That 1998 car, the McLaren, was just absolutely a revolution, and it just completely decimated the rest of the field. I mean, he designed the 1997 Williams. He left right at the start of the 1997 season. So that car dominated, but unfortunately, because Adrian Newey wasn't there, it wasn't getting developed. So gradually over time, if you look at the 97 season, you'll see the car was starting to go backwards because there was no development on that car. I mean, they were putting development parts on, but they weren't Adrian Newey development parts. So it was slipping down the order. And even though Jack Villeneuve won the championship in very controversial circumstances, because Michael Schumacher went straight to the side of him to try to stop him from winning the championship, but even though he won it, it wasn't he didn't win it by a load of points. It was pretty close towards the end because that Williams was slipping down the order because Adrian Newey wasn't there to develop for it. He left at the start of 97 season. He wasn't supposed to start with McLaren until 1998. So he disappeared for a few months, but he hadn't disappeared at all. In secret, he was designing that 1998 McLaren, even though he wasn't supposed to be, because his contract, I think, was still with Williams, even though he wasn't there. Adrian Newey was not there for the whole of the 97 season. But yeah, he was beavering away at this 1998 car. And in the end, I think about 6 months into the season, the team had to admit that, yes, Adrian Newey was now employed at McLaren. Yes, he is. And he's working on next year's car. So then, but he'd already been working on it for about 6 months anyway. And so when that car came out of the gate, and of course with the huge new regulations that came out in 98 as well, with the groove tyres. Who remembers the groove tyres? What a bloody disaster that was. Yeah, no idea who came up with that idea, but it was a stupid idea to put grooves in the tyres. Thankfully, they saw sense and got rid of them eventually, but they were there for a long time. Let me think. I can still remember grooves on the 2004 F1 game, so 2005 I think it was as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Bloody hell, I think it was right up until about 2009 before they finally got rid of the grooves, wasn't it? But yeah, so that was a stupid idea. And apparently it was the reason why Damon Hill suddenly slipped down from his, championship winning ways, because he couldn't drive with groove tyres. Personally, I think that's bollocks, but there you go. That was his excuse, and he stuck to it because he was at Jordan at the time, and his teammate Heinz-Harald Frentzen was doing very well in that Jordan, but Damon wasn't. No. It's a shame about Damon. I followed his world championship, and I had a lot of respect for him, but he seems to have gone off the boil, and some of the things he says on Twitter are just absolute. So, sorry, Damon, I really can't support you anymore. I mean, I'll still listen to your stupid tweets, but that's what they are. They're a little bit ridiculous. But there you go. There's Damon Hill for you. So anyway, F1's back. Really excited. Can't wait. Not really. It's been a pretty boring season, we have to say. It certainly has not been a classic. Basically because it hasn't been artificially made into a classic like last year due to the Michael Massey debacle and all the decisions that were made, which we all know behind the scenes was artificially creating drama. Now, of course, there is none of that drama. And so the races are being run how they would normally be run before Michael Massey was doing it. And, you know, it hasn't been a classic season, it has to be said. So I've heard rumours they might be bringing Michael Massey back next year. Now, that's not going to happen, but because there'll be too much outcry if it happens to bring him back, because it was just ridiculous. But that's what a lot of people are saying. It's amazing how the tide turns, doesn't it? Everyone was against Michael Massey, saying, oh, it's all made up bullshit. And that last race in Abu Dhabi that people still haven't got past yet, still haven't got over yet. As, you know, there's no way they could bring him back. No way they could bring him back. But yeah, so it's been a pretty average season, I have to say. Pretty average. There's been a few good races, but overall, so far, it's been pretty meh. Pretty meh. So that's my assessment of the F1 season. What else should I say in my video? Oh yeah, it is a talking point that Jamie said we're done now. Do we need any sprint races? In my opinion, no, not at all. I never even watch the sprint races. Well, I only get the highlights of Channel 4 and Hello, are we back? Sorry about that. My OBS just freezed, and so I stopped talking because I saw that it had frozen up completely. So hopefully I'm back now. Is it all good? Yeah, it just said not responding, the OBS, so I just stopped what I was doing. So anyway, I shall continue. Yeah, sprint races. Do we need them? No, we don't. As I say, I only get the highlights on Channel 4, and they don't even show the sprint races, I think, until the Sunday. So you get the whole lot all in one bloody day, which is very annoying. You get the sprint races, the whatever they call the qualifying on a sprint race. I can't even remember what it is because I've lost caring. And then you got the race, and they do that all in one, all on a Sunday. It's ridiculous. So I can't bother. So having more next year is no thank you. No thank you. I don't see the point of the sprint race. Nobody likes it. It's just more work for all the teams now. We've got enough to do with 24 bloody races. Now they've got to basically prepare a car twice, 6 times a year, as well as the other, 17 times they got to do it normally. That's just, what are you doing, FIA? Just get rid of the sprint race. It was a fun little novelty to have during one of the years. I think it started in 2021, didn't it? Yeah, it was fine. You had 3 sprint races. It was, it was a nice little thing, little alternative to spice it up a little bit. That was fine. But the experiment is over, and just, no, we don't need 6, because we know 6 is then going to go to 9. That's then going to go to 12, and then we know eventually what the plan is and what will happen, and that will be that every single Grand Prix will have a sprint race at the start of it. And if that happens, I'm switching off. I'm done. No, because just no point. Just no point. The sprint races are absolutely stupid anyway, because everyone knows that they don't want to damage their car for the race, so they're just crawling around, trying not to, make contact with anyone. So it's just pointless. It's just pointless. It's like one of those football friendly matches, when they have the big celebrities on, and they know that they can't hurt the celebrities, so they're just like, dancing around them because they, oh no, don't touch him, don't touch him, don't touch him. Oh no, don't touch him. His legs are insured for £1 million, don't you know? Yeah, so they just sort of dance around him and pretend that they're sort of, playing friendly football, but they're not really. So yeah, that's what sprint racing's just like. It's just like a bloody football friendly game, isn't it? Because everyone doesn't want to touch each other because otherwise they know that the car's got to be repaired again. So yeah, it's stupid bloody format. I don't know who come up with it. Well, FIA, bugger off. No more sprint races. And here's another thing: qualifying. Now, qualifying is pointless because of the tyres, where you don't have to select tyres now for the race. So why is the qualifying format still in the format that it's in? They should change that. That's what they should do, and get rid of sprint races and change the qualifying format. Now, qualifying, it's a long debate, but there are a few things they could change. I've said before that they could have the qualifying as an all-in-one session. Still do the knockout stages if you want to, but do it as an all-in-one session. You don't need breaks in between anymore. So the blokes walk around with those little fuel canisters that they can fill the car up pretty quickly. So yeah, just do it as a 18-minute session, and then stop, bring the cars in, just refuel them quickly, and then go out for the next session, and so on and so on. So it's all in one session, and maybe have a time limit on it of like 45 minutes. So, when it gets to the end, if some of the cars haven't got out in time, it could be quite exciting. But the way it is, it's pointless. To be honest, the format now isn't worth doing because of the tyre rules that have changed. It's just, no, it was fine before, but now why are they still doing it? How they're doing it? There's no point. Of course, far better would be to go back to, a proper qualifying session, which we haven't had for so many years, and that is, our qualifying. Fastest car gets pole. Remember those days? Fastest car gets pole. Yeah. And we could do that. Unfortunately, they stopped that because lots of cars weren't going out for the first half an hour, so that there was no TV coverage. That's basically why it was scrapped, because of TV coverage. So, yeah. But they could shorten it down to 45 minutes? That would still be an exciting qualifying session. Just do it that way. But I say the 3 qualifying sessions with breaks in between is just pointless now, because you haven't got to select your tyre for the race, so you can still go out now on any tyre you want. So that was the whole point, I think, of, was it qualifying session 2? That was when you selected the tyre for the race, wasn't it? So that was the whole point of that format of qualifying. And now that doesn't apply. So why are they still doing the qualifying like it is? It's amazing. It's like they got their blinkers on. They're doing oh yeah, let's have more sprint races. Why don't you sort out the qualifying first? Get that sorted and make it, better than it was before. Now that you've abolished the tyre rules, I say make that better. Instead of worrying about stupid sprint races that nobody wants, nobody asked for, and nobody asked for it to be increased either. Does anybody want sprint races? No, nobody wants sprint races. So what the hell are you doing, FIA? I'm going to the messages now. Just Jamie says, still better than Dom's daddy dreams or wet. Oh, God. Jamie, I don't. Now, anyone who's watching the chat, if you want some quality entertainment, go to the Dominic Orlando channel. He's on YouTube. Yeah. You'll find him. He's got a picture of a Manor car. Yeah, that's how up to date he is. It's a picture of a Manor F1 car. That's his. Oh no, actually, I think it's a crash helmet now. I think he's changed it. It might be a crash helmet. Anyway, just Dominic Orlando. There's only one of him. There's a few Dominic Orlandos, but you'll see the one. Go to his channel, and he does a stream at the moment called Dream Daddy, and it's a thing. That's all I'm gonna say. It's definitely a thing. Yeah. If you're having trouble sleeping, this could be better than a night owl. Could be better than a night owl, definitely. Yeah, I did catch a little bit last night, and I still haven't managed to wash it off yet. No, but there you go. Plynal Plessage in the chat. Hello, sir. He says, have F1 never heard of the phrase quality over quantity? Yes, indeed. And the answer to the question is no, they haven't. No, because they don't care. They don't care. As I said, I think it was last week, They know that F1's days are numbered because, as I say, when this net zero comes in, there's no way F1's going to be able to comply with that. Even though they say they're going to, of course they're going to say they're going to because that keeps all the punters coming in. But they know they're not going to be able to. The trucks aren't going to be able to drive on fresh air. And so when 2030 comes in, F1's future will be in doubt. I don't know what's going to happen with it. No idea. I don't even know if it's going to continue. It may be the end of F1 in 2030. So they're just trying to milk it for as much as they can, knowing they've possibly only got 8 years of F1 left. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future? With the way the energy crisis is going right now, it's highly possible. I don't want to say this, but I feel I should, because a lot of people possibly don't realise, highly possible that all combustible sports could be temporarily, I'm only saying temporarily, hopefully not, but could be temporarily banned, because there is no justification for it. When we, if we get to a stage where we're desperate for energy, there's no justification to run cars for 24 rounds of a championship. So just something to think about. Hopefully it will never get to that stage, but it could do. We've got no idea what's going to happen with the current situation in the next 5 years. So yeah, all motorsports could end up being banned purely because there isn't enough fuel to go around. Because as I say, it can't be justified. It's just a sport, isn't it? Cars going around for 70 odd laps, burning fuel. It isn't necessary. At the end of the day, it would be a very sad day if that happens. But all I'm saying is it could definitely happen if things go belly up. So just something to think about. Because, if resources are scarce, they've got to make cutbacks. They've got to make savings. And they can't do that with cars that are still powered by gas and oil. They can't do that. I mean, they can get away. I mean, the E-Series will probably get away with it because they're electric. They can say, oh yeah, no, we get all our power from electricity, so we're all right. They can probably get away with it. But F1 will not be able to get away with it. Anyway, hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully, in a couple of years, everything will be sorted and everything in the garden will be rosy again. Yes, and we will get back to those days called 2019. Anyone remember those days? Yeah, remember those days? The days before COVID. The days before that little bald-headed man with quite possibly a very small penis, because judging by looking at him, I think he has got a very small penis. Before those days as well, was about. Do you remember 2019? When all we had to complain about was the weather and what was it, that stupid Love Island or whatever shit was on telly at the time. Yeah, remember those days? How the world changed, didn't it? How the world changed in a very short time. It's only 2022. 2019, everything was rosy in the garden. We had interest rates of practically zero. Yep. Electricity was cheap. Gas was very cheap. In fact, gas was very cheap. Yeah. No problems. And, we're all wandering around oblivious saying, it's okay. We're doing good. And then suddenly the tide turned. Along came COVID. Well, we all thought COVID was bad enough. But then suddenly it started to get better. We thought, yes, finally, we're doing all right. Then that bald-headed man with the very small penis was suddenly sitting there one day, bored out of his shitbox, going, oh, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. I've got all this gas money piling up from all the European countries. I've got 624 billion pounds now. Dollars, rubles, whatever you want to fucking call it. I've got $624 billion in my bank account. I don't know what to do. What shall I do? Oh, fuck it. I'll just start a war. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let's not think about what he should have done. Let's improve my country for all the citizens inside of it. Let's improve my country. I've got $624 billion. Yes. Everyone's houses will be improved. Everyone's drainage and water systems will be improved. The whole country of the glorious motherland will be paved with gold for everyone. All the citizens. Yes. No. Fuck it. I'll just go to war. Spend it all on that. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Yeah. I don't care about my own people. Fuck them all. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable. While he was probably sitting there getting a blowy off his 36-year-old mistress. He makes me laugh, old bald-headed man. He makes me laugh. He really does. He goes on about morals and decency, and he's what, in his 70s, and he's got a 36-year-old mistress. Put another sock in it, you fucking bald-headed old bastard. Anyway, that's enough ranting from me. I've just been banned from YouTube. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye. Matthew says Singapore will always be in the top 3 circuits just after Abu Dhabi and Brazil. Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Hello? Got a message on my phone. Go away. Matthew says, what's your thoughts on... Oh, here we go. This is an interesting question. What's your thoughts on Liz Truss and the cost of living crisis in the UK? Well, where was our illustrious Prime Minister? She come out last week with the new... what's his name? I can't remember his name. Kerry Katana. Was that his name? I don't know. The new, the new... what's his... I can't remember what I'm supposed to be saying. Finance... No, not finance. Oh, fuck off. I don't know. Kerry Katana came out last week and said, oh, we're going to do that. The markets in England just completely crashed. The pound is now worth less than a ruble, which is pretty decent because that means now we can pay for our gas in rubles. We might as well because it's worth more. What a turn of events that was. And then she disappeared into her castle or something. No one's seen her for a week. And then suddenly today, she's popped out and she did a radio interview. Thought, that'll do. I'll get away with that. But no. The Baying public weren't happy with that. So she had to appear on television. And oh my God. She already looks completely frazzled. 7 days in the job. And she looks completely frazzled. She looked like she'd literally just injected 0.5 gram of heroin into her arm just before she started being interviewed. She looked bloody awful. 7 days in the job, that's all it is. You know what I say? Bring back Boris. Jesus. I don't know why they got rid of him, because between him and her, there's no competition. She has not got a clue. She has not got a bloody clue. All she's going to do is crash the UK economy into nothing. Absolutely nothing. She has not got a foggy fig what she's doing. And anyone who's watching right now on YouTube, there's a YouTube channel called Politics Joe. On there, there's a parody of Liz. Go and watch that, because there's a famous interview where she's talking about cheese when she was quite a young candidate, and she's just off her fucking head. She's off her head talking about cheese. Cheese, yeah. It's unbelievable. Now, this woman, she started off as a liberal. Couldn't decide what to do, and then decided that, liberal, well, it's all right, but it's a bit liberal, isn't it? It's a bit liberal. You're never going to go very far if you're just liberal, So she thought, I'll go conservative instead. So she switched parties and went into the Conservative Party for the Liberal Party. Now, that in itself, to me, sends me red flags. Like, she don't know what she's doing. She's, she can't commit to her ideals. So she just, I'll go conservative. And it's worked for her, isn't it? It's definitely worked for her, because now she's the Prime Minister. Yeah, the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister that nobody in the UK voted for. No. From what I hear, 870 Conservatives voted for her to be in power. 870 Conservatives voted for her to be in power. So there you go. That's all it takes to be Prime Minister. 870 people. No one asked me if I wanted her in power. No one asked you if you wanted to. This is what you got. This is what you got until the next election, which is not until 2024. By then, there won't be any country in 2024. We'll be absolutely gone. Absolutely gone. Because she hasn't got a clue. She hasn't got a clue. She's just throwing money now at left, right and centre. Throwing money at this, throwing money at that, hoping that some of it's going to stick. And it's basically going to shut us all up because of all our moaning about, oh, we can't afford to put our heating on. And she's probably sitting there going in a 22C apartment going, oh God, they're moaning again. Fuck, I'll give them 650 quid, that'll shut the fuck up. Give them 650 quid, that'll shut them up. Fucking moaners, a lot of them, moaners. And that's what she's doing. But the one thing she's forgotten about is, where's this money coming from? Where is it coming from? Well, most of it comes from working people in higher taxes. That's where it comes from. The rest of it, the government is borrowing. So we're going even more into debt. Now, a lot of you won't remember this, but in 2008, there was a banking crisis. That was caused by all the banks speculating on dodgy deals in the housing market. Dodgy deals. Yeah, dodgy deals. But because they had the ear of the government at the time, they thought they'd get away with it. So they continued to do these dodgy deals. But then eventually, all these dodgy deals started to collapse. And so that caused the banking system to collapse. Our government had to bail out the banking system. Yeah, bail them out. So at the end of 2008, we owed £9 trillion in debt. 9 trillion. 2008 that was. Just before the start of the pandemic, how much do you think we paid off that off? Virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. And yet now, with the COVID and with the energy crisis, this debt is now mounting and mounting and mounting. And eventually, everything is going to fall down like a house of cards. House of cards. The whole lot is just going to collapse in on itself. Because you can't spend money if you haven't got it in the first place. The government can, because they just borrow it from other places or other countries or stuff like that, because money is continuously circulating around the world constantly. So you never know how much a country has got in wealth or because it's constantly moving around. But I'll say eventually the whole lot will come crashing down. And what happens then, I've no idea. We could end up being a banana republic. A banana republic in the UK. Think about that. It's scary times right now in the UK. It really is. But the government haven't got a clue. They have not got a bloody clue about what's going on. They really haven't. And Truss she looks out of it. And she looks completely out of her depth as well. She should never have been made Prime Minister. Never. She just hasn't got, to paraphrase, she hasn't got the balls for the job. I'm sorry, but she hasn't. And so she shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be there. I've got no problems with a woman being Prime Minister, but she just looks so out of her depth. She really does. And the fact that she hid away for a week after that mini budget just shows a lot. So if any real crisis comes along now, she's going to just hide away and not come out and say anything. That's what it looks like to me. Anyway, that's what you don't need. You need a strong leader. You need a leader that comes out when the chips are down and says, look, I know things are not going too well at the moment, but this is what we're going to do. This is what we're committed to doing. That's what you need. You don't need someone to hide away for a week and just hope that it all blows over, which it obviously hasn't done because things are still looking quite bad. Fortunately, the pound has recovered a tiny bit. It's up to $1.11 at the moment, I do believe, compared to the dollar. But yeah, it was a pretty scary time last week. I mean, the price just went down and down and down. Unbelievable. So there you go. That's my thoughts on Liz Truss. Hello, Will F1. He says Abu Dhabi. Yes, totally agree with you. Hello, Scott. What was the street? He says, hi, Dave. Hope you're well. Yes, thanks, mate. Sprint races could do one against in 100%. Yes, I totally agree with you. Sprint races. It's not fair on the working class F1 men and women who will have to travel around all year without seeing their families, and the factory workers who will have increased hours. Not fair. Yeah, totally agree. As Josh has already made that video about that, I won't go into the details of that. But yeah, someone is going to, have an accident, and it's going to be caused by a mechanic or someone who unfortunately was so tired that they didn't tighten up a certain nut properly or something like that, and a bit's going to fall off the car, and then there's going to be lots of questions to be asked, and there should be lots of questions to be asked, because it's just ridiculous having 24 rounds in a season, unless, as Josh says, they rotate and have 2 crews on a 12-week and then a 12-week basis. That would work, but they've got to come up with some idea like that, because it's just ridiculous now. It really is. And at the end of the day, someone is going to get very, very seriously hurt. Very seriously hurt. Scott says, I will be honest, I like the current qualifying session. It works quite well, but the only rule I will put in is the top 10 start on soft tyres. Yeah, that would be better, I would have thought. Just Javo says she blamed Putin yesterday for the Bank of England having to bail us out. Did she? Oh, she blamed the bald-headed bastard with a 2-inch penis. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That poor bald-headed man, he's getting absolutely mullered for everything, hasn't he? I mean, it was him that apparently dropped all those Claymore mines on that Nord Stream 2 pipe, apparently. It was him that did it. Yeah, all those Claymores. I think he'd been watching too much Call of Duty, to be honest, or playing too much Call of Duty, and he thought, Claymores, oh, I like them, let's go and put some on this pipe. Yeah. And so he sent some of his elite commandos out. Yes, they were definitely from the elite forces. They'd been trained for a whole 4 days. 4 days, yeah. They spent 3 days not realising that they had the weapon turned around the wrong way, and they were actually shooting themselves in the foot. But then that's Russia all over, really, isn't it? But yeah, they sent their elite commandos out with the Claymores, put them on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and that's what caused the 4 explosions, apparently. Allegedly. I mean, I'm not in the government, so I don't know. But yeah, allegedly, it was 4 Claymores that set off the Nord Stream. No, not really. I'm just joshing. It would have been funny though if it was, wasn't it? I used to love the Claymores in Call of Duties back in the day when I used to play them. Yes, I just love the Claymores. But yeah, so that poor bald-headed man with the 2-inch penis, it's ridiculous. He's just getting blamed for everything. I mean, it's like everything is his fault now, isn't it? I mean, it's ridiculous. I expect everyone getting pregnant in the world is blaming the poor bald-headed man. It's your fault. It's your fault. I got preggers. Yeah, your fault. Bald-headed old bastard. Bald-headed old bastard. That's what they call him. Bald-headed old bastard. I can think of a few more names, but I can't because we're on YouTube. Yes. But there you go. Wow. So well done to Liz Truss. Wasn't it Liz Truss when she was the Defence Secretary? Just when this special operation started, wasn't it her that said that our deterrent force, our nuclear forces were on high alert before even Putin said that his was? It was because Putin apparently he's on high alert because of what she said. That's allegedly what happened. I don't know whether that's true or not, but yeah, apparently that's what happened. So, well done, Lizzie. She almost started nuclear war before it even started in Ukraine. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Well, there you go. So, yeah, let's just... Liz Truss. In Liz, we trust. Not. It's just... Oh, my God. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. It's like Margaret Thatcher Part 2. It's just like an extension. It's like she's channeled the Margaret energy and she's now got it. Well, let me tell you something. She is no Margaret Thatcher. She isn't even a shadow of a Margaret Thatcher. She's just useless and hopeless. And for God's sake, get her out. Get her out. I'd rather have a hung parliament, to be honest. I'd rather have no one in charge than have her in charge. It's ridiculous. It really is. As I say, she's going to bring down the country. She's going to bring down the country. And it's all very well announcing a mini budget about long-term plans. We need plans right now, not in 6, 12, 24 months' time. We need plans now, Liz Truss, now. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Michael Massey. I'm referring this to the stewards. Sorry, Michael. Sorry. No, Mikey. That is so not right. Hi, Dave, Liv or Boris. Yes. So there you go. How long have I been ranting for? 43 minutes. 43 minutes of ranting about everything, and hardly anything was to do with F1. But there you go. That's Hookster Talks all over, as usual. As usual. So enjoy the Singapore sling, and enjoy Maxi Boy possibly winning the championship. So that'll be great. That'll be great. I can't wait for that. But now, of course, it's time, as we've been waffling on for 45 minutes, to see. Now, first off, I want to go to a single person. I tried him last week. He didn't answer the bloody phone because, as we know, Nicholas Latifi has been unceremoniously sacked from Williams. We won't say sacked. We'll say let go. Let's be nice. Let's just say he's been released from his contract due to the fact that he's shit. Let's be nice and say that. Yes. So I tried him last week, but he wouldn't answer the bloody phone. So I'm going to try him this week and see if he does, because I want a direct Canadian response to this sacrilege. It's sacrilege. How Canadians' finest driver, next to Lance Stroll, Canadians' finest driver can get sacked from the team. I'm just not. No, I can't put up with it. So we're going to go to him first. If he doesn't answer, we'll then go to the general, general chat. But we're just, because I need a reaction. I need a reaction. Ba 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 ba. I bet he won't answer. I bet he's still playing bloody Dream Daddy, I expect, or dreaming about playing Dream Daddy tonight, or something like that. Anyway, let's see if he answers. Have we got the sound? Oh, I can hear something. Basically, I don't think he's going to answer because he's still in mourning for Nicholas Latifi, and he's not prepared to answer any questions about the subject. That's why he won't answer. That's my theory, anyway. Or he's just sitting there going, Hookster Talks, fuck off, I'm not going on here. I'm going to play my Dream Daddy. I love my Dream Daddy. My Dream Daddy is Joseph David Plumpot III. He's my Dream Daddy. Yes. Come on, Orlando. Answer the bloody phone. See, this is it. This is exactly what I'm saying. He won't answer because he's too upset about Latifi. Too upset about Latifi. Jamie says, listen to clips of her regional news tour. Absolutely hilarious. The answers got worse with every interview. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, I know. Go and check out the one about cheese, Jamie. That's even better, I'll tell you. She's talking about cheese. It's like she's literally off her head on cheese. I'll tell you what, it reminds me of one of Greta's statements. You know, how dare you? How dare you? You stole my childhood. You stole my That's what she sounds like, only she's talking about cheese. Yeah, fucking cheese. But she sounds almost identical. How dare you? The price of cheese is going up. It's a public disgrace. Fucking hell. That's it, Orlando. You're fired. Latifi is a melt. I quite agree with you, Will. Goodbye, Latifi. Yeah. Bloody melty melt. He's a melty melt. Bloody useless. No, a paid driver, I presume. Brings a bit of money in. That's why Williams have got him. But even Williams now have said, nah, that's enough now. Take your money. Okay, that's enough of you. Right, let's go to the General. The General Malarcos. Hang on a minute. Look at that. It says he's active now on Facebook. And he didn't answer the... Look at him. Look, it says active now. That's it. He's fired. Bloody Canadians. I just noticed that. It says active now. So he's on Facebook. He's on bloody Facebook. And he didn't answer my... That's what I say. He's sitting there now going, not answering you, Hookster. Not answering you. Yeah, well, go fuck yourself then. Balling old bastard. Right, let's get rid of a few people. Reduced to 8. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Wow, I've only got 7. It's really getting bad these days. Really getting bad. Just checking, make sure we got them all. See if we... I'm going to add one in because I've got 8 to pick. I'm going to add one just in case. Yeah, let's add this one. He's not going to answer, but I'm going to add Nick. But no chance he's going to answer, but who knows? Who knows? Right, now stand by for this because no one's going to answer. Oh, hang on. We could have a problem. Go on Facebook. Oh, no, we're all right. Now stand by for this because no one's going to answer. I guarantee you. Bastards. In Liz, we trust. We trust her to completely fuck it up. Where is my headphones? There it is. There is my headphones. Question is anyone going to answer today? Is anyone going to answer? I don't know. Oh my God, we got some... Jamie! I can't hear you.
Oh.
Hello?
Well, I wasn't speaking.
Oh, that's why I can't hear you then. Ah, bloody hell.
I was just watching you going, is anyone going to answer? Where's my headphones? I think, yes, I'm sitting here, Dave, yeah.
Will in the chat says, ring Aravu instead. Well, I would do, but unfortunately he won't give me his number. No, it's very unfortunate. Oh, I want to read your comment out, Jamie. Come to the end, Truss was little more than a puddle on the floor. A pool to be mopped up and taxied back to Downing Street. She couldn't even answer any of the local questions she was asked. I know, it's ridiculous, isn't she? Did you see her on the TV tonight? She looked absolutely frazzled.
I haven't watched that, but it was funny because I was actually reading an article from The Guardian about her before I flicked onto your channel when you were talking about her.
Oh, right.
And that's from the article that I was reading.
Right,
it was hilarious. But then there's a clip from so she was on BBC Bristol, and they're like, so and because she basically went on this regional radio tour, didn't she?
Yeah.
And it was basically because she thought that she'd have it easy and it'd all be swept under, but every single place she went to just fucking roasted her.
Love it. Love it. Will F1 says, Dave, pay attention. Oh, I never pay attention. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Matthews.
Yeah, it was at.
Carry on.
Yeah, I was going to say it was at BBC Bristol. She blamed Putin for bankrupting the country. Even though, you know.
Matthew says, I referee football games for under 12s, 13s or 14s on Sundays, and their excuses are much better than Liz Truss's excuses. Yeah, I bet they are. Unbelievable. I'm going to see if I can dig out that interview with her with the cheese, because that's just classic. That needs to be put back on national TV, because it's just ridiculous.
Oh, don't. Yeah, it's embarrassing, isn't it? There needs to be a general election.
Yeah, there needs to be. As I said, I said 870 Conservatives voted her in, Jamie, and that's it. 870 Conservatives. Ridiculous,
It's just,
isn't it?
once again, we've got an unelected leader once again, and she hasn't got a clue.
No.
It's fucking awful.
Personally, as I said, I'd rather have Boris over her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, he made mistakes, but, you know, he also come out and said, yeah, I've made a few mistakes. You know, I mean, she's not going to admit anything. I mean, after that budget, as I say, she's been hidden away for a week in where, fuck knows where. She's not done an interview or anything, not a single thing until
hibernating.
Yeah, until today. Only because she's been forced to, because everyone's been moaning at her. And I say she did a radio interview thinking, oh, I'll get away with it just with a radio. And all the press has been going, oh, no, we want you face to face. And I saw her face to face, like literally 7 days in power, and she looks like an absolute wreck.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because she's been literally all round. She's been on BBC Kent,
yeah,
BBC Essex, BBC Bristol, but like she's been doing all the regional ones.
Exactly.
Thinking that it kind of like, you know, oh, some regional presenter won't give her any shit.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll be nicer to me.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never seen anything so funny.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Go to say, Dave, what is this you've got hanging from your mouth? That's it.
It's part of the microphone cord. I've got this little speaker kit, but it's on a timer. It doesn't come on for another 8 minutes, and I can actually hear you through the speakers, but I can't bend down to switch it on manually because it's right underneath my bloody desk. So I've got to sit like this for another 8 minutes until it comes on, and I can turn it off. I know I look like an Amish man.
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen this before. I couldn't work out what it was. These headphones are crap, you see, and so I used them up here because they're all like damaged, and the wires. Look at all the wires all twisted around. Oh, it's absolutely crap. And now I've lost it in one ear because I think the speaker's broke in one ear, so I've only got you in one ear anyway. It's all going. Oh,
I tell you. So it's worse than a Liz Truss interview at the moment right now, Jamie. It's not good. It's not good. Not good.
What else can we talk about?
Well, I did a sneaky F1 manager before I went to bed last night, and I got Bottas in 9th place. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I keep on thinking I'm going to do like a little live stream of F1 Manager, but then I think, well, no one will watch it, so what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I thought, oh, I'm actually quite good at this game. Like the first season, I was like, actually, I'm quite good at this game. I know what to do, but I just, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do one as well, but the only problem is, of course, you can only do one save at a time, which is a bit annoying. So I can't like do a YouTube.
See, this is why I need to do one to teach people how to play the game. You can do 2 saves at a time.
Can you? Oh, I didn't think you could.
No, what you have to do
is
because it auto saves, right? It auto saves before every session.
Right. Yeah.
But then you have to manually save it if you press the start/options button.
Yeah.
Manually save the game.
Right.
Into a save slot.
Right.
And then when you start the next game, that will then become your auto save game.
Oh.
But then you can again manually save that game, and
and then swap to the other one again. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
So the game, the session that you're playing will always be the auto save.
Yeah, I get you.
But you need to manually save to flick over.
I do feel rather stupid right now. I'm not going to lie.
But lots of people didn't know that,
I know,
honestly.
I didn't know either.
There's people on, I see it on, like, there's a Facebook page for it, and people don't actually know that. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, yeah.
See, I did notice there's a screen just for your saves, and it's got like just one
Yeah.
save at the top, and there's a big space underneath. And I thought to myself, well, surely that must be for more saves. And I thought, well, how does that work? But yeah, I totally did not know that's how you do it. So well done. What an idiot.
I actually started my new save earlier this morning. I done Bahrain, and I started with Aston Martin, as I said I was going to do. And I couldn't get either of them out of the top five, out of the bottom. Sorry, I couldn't get either of them out of the Q1. And then both of them finished, like, I think Stroll finished 18th and Vettel finished 16th.
Oh, I know. It does seem a little bit harder, I must admit, since that update, though.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a tactic of, like, when I was going to the pit stops, I'd always, like, so when you go into your pit delta,
Mm-hmm.
I'd stick everything up so that they got a couple of quick laps in before they pitted. But I'd done that today, and when the tyres hit 30%, both of them spun out on the next corner.
Yeah, not good.
That never used to happen.
Yeah.
The tyres just hit 30% before they pitted, and I think Stroll spun out about 3 corners in a row. I was like, what's going on? And then I realised it was because I had him on push and attack the tyres.
Yeah. It's great that they're improving the actual core gameplay, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I still like it. It's just I ruined my hash save by doing too much research on the car.
Yeah.
And now it's actually like the best car in the grid just in the second season.
Yeah. Oh, well, to everyone that's watching that there could be a F1 manager stream soon.
I completely ruined that hash save, really.
Yeah.
Because what you can do is, I don't know if you've seen, on your development, you've got the wind tunnel hours.
Yeah.
And the the CP? What's the other one called? Can't remember what the other bits. There's 2 sections there where you've got a certain amount of time to use.
Mm-hmm.
So if you notice as well, it gives you a time of when it's going to refresh. It's about every 40 days or something.
Yeah.
So I'd like develop my front wing and my rear wing and use half of the hours for both things on each one.
Yeah.
And then 40 days later, 50 days later, by the time that's done, you've then got another amount. So you just use it another half and half.
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah. Nice.
So it develops everything really quickly. So I was usually like 30 hours wind tunnel, for example, on the front wing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was making everything fantastic.
Yeah.
And 30 hours wind tunnel on an underfloor, and just like it. But all the stats were going up far too much, really.
Yeah.
Which kind of ruined the game for me because, as I say, second season, and I'm getting like 2 and 3 on the podium in my hat with Piastri and Gasly.
Nice. Scott says, no, Dave, you can save about 4, I think, at a time. Oh, thanks, Scott. There you go. I didn't know that.
Scott's played it properly. Well done, Scott.
Yeah, Scott's played it properly. I haven't.
Just don't be Aston Martin. It's so bad.
Well, Scott apparently is. He says he struggles in the Aston Martin, but Lance is doing a good job in a crap car. And Seb is decent, but has too many incidents. Yeah, well, that's like real life, isn't it?
but both of them, honestly, they spin out all the time. I don't know why. Stroll for me spins out all the time. And I was going to bin him. I was like, you know what? Like straight away, I thought I'm going to bin him again. I'm going to get Piastri in again straight away. but instead I got Piastri as my reserve driver, and he does practice one in place of Vettel every single race.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm going to do with him, because Vettel's growth is like nothing. He doesn't get any more development points, really, any experience, and Piastri will get loads. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Scott says, Jamie would love you to do a live stream. If you do a live with Aston Martin, you could help me out too. So there you go. You've got you've got one customer.
I've got one customer. I will try and do it. I've been thinking about it for about the last 2 weeks.
There you go. There you go.
I thought I'll just stick the game on and I'll go live and I'll talk a load of bollocks. And
well, that's basically what I do, Jamie. So
Yeah, I didn't want you to copyright me.
That's true. Well, I shall be watching the video myself, and I shall be judging whether it needs copywriting. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Or I shall probably just do what everyone else does and watch your video and then copy every single bit of it and claim it as my own. Matthew in the chat says EA pricing FIFA 23 £60 is a disgrace. There you go.
I agree, Matthew, and that's why I haven't bought it.
There you go.
And it's the first FIFA game in what year is it now? 23.
22.
22. Oh, so it's the first FIFA game since 2015 that I haven't got on time of release, I think, as well. It got released today, I believe, or yesterday.
I think so, yeah.
And yeah, it's the first game in about 7 years that I haven't got on release.
Nice. Oh, hang on, my speakers come on. Oh, I can take these off. Give me a second because I can't hear you. All right, let's turn these up. Hello?
Hello?
That's it. I gotcha. Oh, that's better. Now my hair is all free to flow, like everything.
So I can see your hair now.
Exactly. Oh.
I was going to say, Matthew's on the PS4, and he as well still, I think.
He is indeed, yes.
Yeah, so that'd be another tenner added onto that for the PS5 version.
Yeah, probably would be, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. It's like 70 quid on PS5.
Matt says probably means F1 23 will cost 60 or 65 as well. No doubt, Matt. Probably 70, in fact. I mean, that collector's 2022 was 80 quid, wasn't
it? They want for the new Call of Duty that I'm not going to get because me and Ollie played the beta and it was awful. For the collector's edition, they want about 140 quid. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for the standard edition, it's like $79.99, I think. For the standard edition.
Madness.
It's going through the roof now. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, there's so many people who will pay it when they're, all these kids and parents and whatever.
There's still many crazy people. Oh, also, I was looking last night and they had Modern Warfare quite cheap on the store. Is that like a reboot version? Because I've got Modern Warfare remastered, but I think it's like the PS3 remaster version. So is this other one? Is this like another reboot version or what? I'm confused.
Yeah, the last one was called Modern Warfare, I think. No, not the last one. The one before that.
Oh, I see.
There's been about I can't remember. You had Modern Warfare. I think that was the last one that I bought.
Yeah.
Because then you had Vanguard and Ghosts, which I didn't get either of. Yeah, and now this is Modern Warfare 2. So that's why they'll be letting Modern Warfare, the first one, go cheaply, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just fucking ridiculous at the moment.
It sure
But
is.
Hot Wheels is the free game in October.
Yes. Can't
You could
wait.
just change it. You could just change it if you still got the passwords to that other channel that you had.
I have. What was it? Can't remember what it's called now. F1. Let me have a look on my list of channels.
You
Because
can't remember what you're on channel.
a lot of people probably don't realise, Jamie, but let's have a look and see how many channels I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come back to life. I've got 9 YouTube channels, and I bet you 6 of those nobody even knows about. But if anyone wants to look them up, I will. I've got my original channel, which is called Dave Hook. That was my first ever foray into YouTube. Before I did the PlayStation one, and I used to do movie reviews. But I kept getting copyright strikes, so they kept taking them off. But yeah, that's how I started. I was doing movie reviews. It was pretty much the same bollocks I'm doing. Eh?
Is there still videos on there?
I think so, yeah. Dave.
Right.
Let me go to Dave Hook. I think there's still a few on there, but they did.
Oh, you're going to have to send these to the group.
Yeah, I will
channels.
do. Yeah. Yeah, there's still a couple on there. I reviewed Predator, Resident Evil, Riddick, and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think that was the only ones they let me keep. They got rid of the others.
All the good ones then.
All the good ones, yeah. But but anyway, getting back to my channels. So I've got the Dave Hook. I've got the Carmen Jordan official channel, which has got nothing on it, so don't go looking at that one. I've got my extra F1 games PlayStation, which I used to put all the league races on that, and that's still quite interesting to watch. I still get comments from that channel, you know. Do you remember the GT6 onlines we used to do? The Gran Turismo 6, yeah. I still get a lot of comments about them on there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that the one where we was Thunderbirds?
I think so, yeah. I think so. But I used to all the live streams, I used to do them on that channel, but separate from my now I just do them all on the main channel.
Separate from the highlights, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, there was tons of stuff on there. But what was the other one? So yeah, it was oh yeah, here it is. Micro Games PlayStation. I've got 15 subscribers on that, Jamie. 15 subscribers.
I think you just if you uploaded something today, because everyone would be shocked. He hasn't had an upload.
Exactly. Yeah, I must upload something on there. I'll just whack anything on there. Micro Machines returns or something, and I say everyone who's been asleep for the last 5 years will suddenly go, "Oh, what's this?"
They'll remember who you are.
Yeah, I get that now though with a lot of the channels I've subscribed to, especially like during the pandemic. They've all disappeared, and then suddenly you'll get your feed up, and this video appears, and you're like, "What the hell's this?" And, you know, because they haven't uploaded for about 3 years, so you completely forgotten about them. So I've got an unboxing channel. There's no subscribers on that. I was going to start unboxing stuff, but that didn't work out too well, so I packed that in. I've got a Cockney Dave channel. That's got no subscribers either. and it hasn't got any videos either, so don't bother with that one. But yeah, the Micro Games PlayStation. Oh my God, Jamie, that was... Let me go to it now. That was going to be the next big thing, I'll tell you. I was so disappointed.
I was about to say, if anyone didn't follow Dave at that time, he was insistent that game was going to be amazing.
Amazing. Well, the plan was, Jamie, the plan was, you know, like we do the races after the main race on a Monday night now. Well, the plan was after the main race, whatever one we were going to be on back then in 2015 or whatever. After that, we were all going to, let off some steam, go on micro machines, blow each other up with rockets and missiles, and that was going to be it. And that was going to be great,
Yeah.
And I was just so excited. And then the game came out, and
it was good in theory.
it was good in theory. I mean, here's the best bit about that game, Jamie. You can no longer play it online. They've removed the online. So all you can do is play against the AI. That's it. Because there was no one playing it online. So they just said, shut the server down then. So that's it. It's gone. I actually played it about 6 months ago just to see if it was... And yeah, it's all just AI and that's it. You can't play against anyone else. So disappointed.
I actually got the game. It was awful. I mean, I remember Micro Machines back in the day. The Micro Machines back in the day was better than that game.
Exactly. Yeah, the original. Yeah, I got the original off eBay, and that was the first video I uploaded onto the Micro Games PlayStation, just to say, this is a little retrospective look back at what that was like. And yeah, it was tons better, absolutely tons. Even though the graphics, PS1, horrible, square graphics, but still gameplay was excellent.
I'm sure the tracks on like the original one were longer than they were on the new one.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Which was insane. Like it was just insane. Like how could they have built bigger tracks on like the PlayStation 1 version?
I know. Stupid. So stupid. So all you got on there now, I think there's like 6 tracks on that Micro Machines, and all you can do is play against the AI, and that's it. It's so disappointing. But there's Codemasters for you. There's Codemasters for you. They thought, let's bring back Micro Machines, but they didn't fully. Do you know how many people they're working on that game, Jamie?
Probably about 10.
6. 6 people worked on that game. How on earth do you think you're going to bring out a quality product with 6 people? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, so well done, Codemasters. I'm pretty sure they only made that game to destroy Micro Machines franchise for good. I'm sure that's what they did, and they succeeded, because there hasn't been another one, and I don't think there ever will be, do they? I think that's it. It's gone.
No.
Because everyone just knows how crap that was, and no, that's it. Finish with it. But yeah, Hot Wheels. I can't wait. Perhaps that will be the next big thing.
Well, we could. I think I can't remember what day it says. It's out Sunday next week. I think it's Tuesday on the store.
Yeah.
So week after next, we could give it a go.
Of course. Matt in the stream says, watch some of Dom's 2016 league races. You guys had a lot of people in the league back then in 16 or 17. Hopefully we'll get close to that amount soon. We did have a lot in the league back then. We had about 18 people in the end, didn't we, Jamie, back then? Sure we did.
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. But unfortunately, people come and go. We've still got the regulars. I mean, like Gomez, he's been there since day one. Apparently, he's like a
Gomez has been there since 2010.
Yeah, he's like a lovely old comfortable pillow. He really is. That
I've been there since halfway through 2010.
Yeah. I'm just a newbie. Me, I didn't join till 2014. I'm still the new kid on the block. Yeah, 2014 is when I joined. But
yeah, there was. Oh God, what was his name? There was like some other English lad we used to have racing with us. I can't remember his name at all, but he was quite good. Me and him used to like battle all the time.
Yeah.
He kind of he was like sort of, I'd say, similar to Josh. Like me and him was always close to each other.
Yeah.
I can't. There's so long ago now. I can't even remember.
I know. If you go on the wonderful Joseph Plant website, his wonderful website, he's actually got the drivers' names and the charts all the way back to the first race. So you got the names are all on there.
Oh, is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on there. So I don't know whether you can get it on mobile or it might only be on the PC version. But yeah, I flicked through it one day and I went, "Oh, this is interesting." And yeah, every single chart goes back to when he first started.
Yeah, no, that's quite. I'll have to check that out
Yeah,
because
because the very first race I think had 5 people in it.
wait one sec.
Yeah, I think the first race had just 5 people in it. I think Gomez was there, Joseph was there. I think Ollie was there as well, and there was 2 others. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember his bloody. I'll have to have a look on the thing, but yeah, I'll be quite interested to see what people was there.
Matthew says that Brian seems pretty good. Oh yes.
Oh, I remember him. He was a Brian. No, what was his thingy? Brian. Can't remember the rest of it.
Yeah, Brian something. Yeah.
Of course, you had Senna as well.
Yep. Did indeed.
Oh, dear.
Still haven't got over that. If anybody watching doesn't know what I'm talking about, we did a Project Cars League on the Formula C cars, which was like the mini F1 cars, and we did that because those cars were really nice to drive. You know, they were basically drove like touring cars, even though they were F1 lookalikey cars. So we did a league on that. Now we had another bloke who used to do leagues. His name was John. And so we all went into the league, but John didn't want Joe to join the league because, as we know, Joe is a dominating force, so he'd probably win all the races. So he said to Joe, no, he can't join the league. So Joe, what he did was he changed his PSN name to Ayrton Senna something. Okay, and managed to convince John that it wasn't Joe. I don't know how he managed to do that, but he did. And so he raced in that league for a whole season. I was oblivious as well because I was doing the commentating. And then right in the last episode, it was revealed that it was Joe. It was Ayrton Senna. And I was very bloody annoyed, I'll tell you. Very bloody annoyed. But there you go. That's what happened. Matt says, Dave looks pretty decent on 2016. Lots of battles with Dustin. Yeah, we had some good battles in 2016. As the games have gone on, I just haven't managed to get the grips with them. And I can't get the grips with the latest one at all, to be honest. But there you go. I'll get it.
I hate the new game.
Yeah, I can't. I hate having to use full traction. That's my problem.
Yeah, just that, and well, I don't know. I'll see if I haven't decided whether I'm racing Monday or not yet.
But the thing is, now F1 Manager's come out, I'm like, I can't even be bothered to complain about F1 22 anymore because it's sort of taken the pain away. I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. Just, play it anyway. I can't. Usually I'd have had about 5 more ranting videos by now, but I just think to myself, I'll just go play F1 Manager instead then. So yeah, F1 22's there. I play it on a Monday night, and that's it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's sort of. I do look forward to it, and then I just get the ump. So it's like.
Yeah. I know. When people start without you as well, that's not on, is it? Hey.
Well, what happened on Monday was I did say I'm not ready. I literally just needed like a minute.
Yeah.
Because I had Archie coming down the stairs, just literally needed a minute. And then I turned round and all of a sudden, like the timer's going. I hadn't looked, and I did say like I'm not ready. And then I see, obviously, like it was raining, wasn't it? But I didn't look at how long it was raining for.
Yeah.
And then it weren't until I'd like pretty much set it up that I was like, oh, great. No, this is going to get... Because I just panicked and chose something for rain.
Yeah.
And then realised it was going to dry up really, really quickly.
And this is the thing, Jamie, as well. They've they've taken out the session timer. So it's no longer, oh, you've only got a certain amount of time to do it in. It is purely dependent on who hits that button.
Yeah.
Otherwise that session will stay on the screen for half an hour. It won't start.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't do it. You don't move until
it's. Which, as I say, all the old games, I think it gave you about 30 seconds, and then the timer started automatically.
Yeah, so that's what happens. And sorry, I'm just trying to grab something for an email. Oh.
Poor Dommy. He's like Liz Truss, isn't he?
Yeah, and so I ended up on. I think I was on setup 2, and then by the time it got dry, just literally everyone was going past me at a stupid amount of rate. So I just couldn't be bothered.
Matt says the game is a bit crap for starting the time when only one car is ready. Yeah, true. But there we go. As I say, I just can't bother to moan about it because, hopefully they'll sort it out for it. Although, unfortunately, as I predicted, the decline is going down because 2021 was not good and 2022's even more. So I can't see it suddenly going up again, It's the trouble.
I think the quality of all games is going down, to be honest.
True. Yes.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of a lot of games anymore. It seems like the more technology they've got to play with, the more they actually somehow manage to ruin the game.
Exactly. It should go back to basics and just make the games like the. Do you remember when games came on discs and that was it? That was the whole game. There was no updates. There was, if the game didn't work, they were in serious trouble. So that was the thing. They've got this buffer now where they can say, oh, well, it's not quite fixed. We'll just, we'll do it in the updates. Back then, they couldn't do that. That game had to be working to a sort of, standard that everyone could play it. Otherwise, they were ballsed. They were completely ballsed. So, yeah, they had to make sure it was finished. But these days, it's just laziness. They're just like, well.
Yeah. Oh, well, if people complain about that, I will fix it when we can. Like, rather than it just be fixed already.
Exactly.
Ready to, just not be a problem in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And you think also in say in 20 years' time, because I know the PS2 games are really popular right now, and they were 20 years ago. So say the games of now in 20 years' time, when Sony shut down all the servers and ways of updating it, you're going to end up, all the games are going to be broken because they are not going to be able to have any updates on them, are they? So they're going to be unplayable anyway because they've had 21 updates 20 years ago, and now you can't put them on anymore. So it's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know where. Well, I don't know. It needs to come to us. Everything decent will come to a stop at some point. It can only be pushed so far, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone will rise up and say, "That's it. We've had enough of these stupid games."
Yeah.
Don't release. Here's a message for all game developers: don't release them till they're ready. Would you rather play a broken game in July? And I'm referring to F1, a broken game in July or a ready game in October? Exactly. Simple answer, isn't it? I'd rather wait till October and play a game that's finished with no patches on it, because all the patches have already been done, in the development cycle. It's all ready to go. Stupid. But there you go.
It's just, I mean, with F1 and that, it's not possible. Although I think on PC, I don't know. I think there are some sort of hacks on the F1 game if you play on PC.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
But with Call of Duty, things like that now, the more technology goes, the amount of hackers on those games now is unreal.
Yeah.
I've already, and that game ain't even out yet. That was on the beta.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just everything's just getting spoiled by basically getting spoiled by technology because
Exactly.
there's just too much access to everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I was on one of the Call of Duties online about a year ago now. I haven't been on it for ages. I think it was the Modern Warfare one, and I was in a lobby, and literally every 5 seconds I was getting killed in about a second. And I'm going, what the hell? How is this? How is this even happening? And I suddenly started looking up, and there's all these soldiers flying around the sky, and I'm like, how the hell? And this is on PS. I think it's on the PS3, Jamie. I'm going, how the hell are they doing that? Anyway, I googled it, I looked it up, and apparently back in the day on one of those maps, you could basically drop a grenade or something, and it would hit the ground, and the force would push you up in the air, and you could just keep doing that over and over. So it's like a huge jump you were getting, and that's how they were right up in the sky. And they ended up, and they were shooting at me down below with my puny little gun because I was a little newbie, not knowing what to do, and I was getting killed every second. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I say that was a
Brilliant.
PS3 game, so that was, they were still cheating, right back then.
Yeah. I don't know. What? F1, Dave. Lewis Hamilton's still a bellend.
Yes, absolutely. Max is
What
going to win
else?
the championship.
Yeah, that's why Lewis is a bellend.
Yes.
Because did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't.
Oh, he like his interview earlier on in like press conference. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's good for the individual, but it's a massive shame for the sport and the fans that he's going to win it this weekend." I thought, hang on a minute, we had 5 years of you,
Yeah, yeah,
but all of a sudden, because Max is going to win it, it's a shame for the fans now.
mm-hmm.
Well, he weren't thinking that when he was just winning it every year. Just do it, I don't
Yep.
know what's wrong with the fella, honestly. I really don't.
No, he is strange. He's very strange, I must admit.
And it was weird also because on Facebook earlier they do like those Facebook clip things now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see I see a clip of him when I actually liked him like years and years ago, and he was on the Graham Norton show, and he was talking about when he met the Queen, and I thought, oh yeah, that's the Lewis that I actually used to like a little bit because he was pretty cool back then,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then he just turned into an absolute twat.
Yep. He started going out with that Nicole whatever you call it. Went out with her,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
he?
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, went out with her, and he sacked his father, his manager. That was a great move, Lewis. Well done, great move. And yeah, it just went downhill from there. Unfortunately, I don't know what was going on in his head.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Really
But,
can't work it out.
yeah, I haven't seen much else of the build-up of this weekend's race.
No, I haven't either.
Seb was quite funny. Well, he posted on Instagram, didn't he? Seb, I think there's a documentary coming out about him.
Oh yeah,
That'd be quite interesting.
yeah.
It was quite fun. I don't know if you see it. Like Ted was asking him earlier on about it,
No, I haven't seen it.
he
No.
called him. Yeah, Ted said to him, "Oh, Sebastian, you're such a tease." And Sebastian was like, "Huh? A tease?" And he's like, "Yeah, what you posted on Instagram." Blah blah blah. It was quite funny. I don't
Yeah.
know. Ted reminds me of you, Dave. Honestly,
Does he?
it's just the way he was talking to him. I was just like, what is he doing?
I will take that as a compliment. Actually, I will. Dave's notebook. Who wants that? No one. Matthew in the chat says, I presume he's talking about F122, quality going down, price going up. That's quite true. EA are more interested in sofas and supercars than F1 game quality on any F1 game. Yeah, totally agree with you there. Champ 92's in the chat. He says, hello, race fans. Hello, sir. Welcome along. Lewis has become an annoying twat. Yes, he has. I can't even take him seriously anymore. No, neither can we. And just to let you know, we are English as well, and we can't take him seriously. And we are English, so we technically, by rights, should be his greatest supporters. But nah, we just can't. We just can't. To call him even sir is a shame. It is a shame. Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Sir Lulu. Sir Lulu.
Oh,
Matthew
God.
says, I think the documentary will be about how he beat Hookster in 2020 all seasons. Okay, Matt, let's just continue now. Scott says, Jamie, what do you think of Nico Rosberg? I am a massive, huge fan of him.
Nico Rosberg's a hero. He's the one who proved, you're not that good, Lewis. But when you come up against a good driver, this is what happens.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely love Nico Rosberg. Absolutely love him. He was a fantastic driver, and a shame that he retired when he did. But at the end of the day, he done what he needed to do.
Exactly. He had balls. He came into the sport with one thing to do, and that was win the world championship. He won the world championship, and then he said, right, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Which takes a lot of balls, because he could have easily been a world champion the next year after that. He still had it in him to do another world championship, even maybe a couple more after that as well. But he said, why? I've done it. If I do it again, I'm just repeating myself. And I mean, that comes from the James Hunt school of driving, doesn't it? Because that's what he did. He won the championship. I think he did come back next year, but then he said, no, I can't. I'm done. I don't know if he did come back, actually, or did he retire then? I can't remember. When he was
he back. He did come back for not long, anyway.
Not long, yeah. And then he said, no, I'm done. So, yeah, got to give him props for that.
Some people...
Carry on.
I was going to say, some people just got it in. He's not like the first. Some sportsmen or whatever just got it in their brain that, look, I'm in this sport. I want to win it. But once I've won it, I'm not going any further,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Rosberg was just brilliant for what he'd done, to be honest.
Champ 92 says, Max Verstappen deserves to win this championship. The team was better all year long. Maybe next year Ferrari. High doubts, but we never know what's going to happen.
Well, I don't know. I don't even think the Red Bull... everyone's going to keep on saying it is, but the Red Bull ain't even the best car on the grid at the minute.
No, true.
The Ferrari's the best.
Yeah.
The Ferrari's the best car on the grid, but the team's being run by like Ronald McDonald and his mates. So,
Mr. Clown Car Man.
Yeah. There's no way that the Red Bull is the best car on the grid. I mean, it's by no means the worst. Obviously, it's a fantastic car, but Max is driving the arse off it.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's been. Well, Lewis has done it in the last 7 years or whatever, had seasons like it where he's been so the season we're seeing from Max is as good as what any F1 champion has ever produced.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. He's driving, everything is just... He's just absolutely spot on with everything, isn't he? So...
Yeah.
He does deserve it, and it's good that he's got a clean title, if it were just to please some of the Lewis fans out there.
Yeah.
That he's come back with the mental ability to say, well, no, actually, I am good enough. I think the end of last year actually made Max better.
Yeah, true.
I think it gave him this determination to say, well, it was like, well, you can talk about me all you want. You can say all the bullshit you want about I shouldn't have won the title, this, that, and the other. But so this year, none of you is going to have a fucking chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Champ 92 says, I heard some rumours that Max's dad already had contracts to Ferrari to get Max in. Interesting. Imagine this, he would rip them all apart with a right car. The Ferrari has potential, but the reliability and strategies are poor. Maybe he should just take his people with him to Ferrari. And doing a Schumacher. Yeah. Matthew says, who is your favourite F1 team principal discounting the team you support? Well, I'll start because I don't actually support any real team in F1 at the moment. Not really. But I do like Mr. Clown Man. I think he's great. I love his glasses and I love his quirkiness, and so I'm going to say him. So, Jamie.
Mine's Gunther.
Oh, Gunther Steiner.
Yeah.
Gunther Steiner.
I don't know how anyone could dislike him. The guy's an absolute hero.
He should be the next Bond villain, shouldn't he?
He could be.
You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Oh, dear. When Lewis caught COVID, Merck offered Nico the chance and he turned it down. Interesting. So would I.
Was Rosberg running DTMs at the time for a little while?
Might have been, yeah.
Or was that,
can't remember.
Or was that after?
Champ 92 says, are you sure? I was not really impressed by Ferrari's race pace, to be honest. Their tyre management is not good enough, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, the car has got the pace. It's certainly quicker in a straight line than the Red Bull. But just like I say, everything else about that team is just like, what are they doing? Like, I don't understand it. You can understand it 1 week, one race, whatever, one session, 1 week. Everyone's going to have a bad session, or something will happen. But to happen every single week, like every session, whether it be quali, race, whatever, it's just amateur. I think what is, I mean, you know, well, Dom ain't here and I don't really care anyway, but it's almost like it's just Italian, isn't it?
Exactly.
Let's offend the whole country. It's basically just Italian.
Matthew D'Souza says, Maurizio Arrivabene is at Juventus FC now as some kind of director and doing a terrible job. Just Ferrari things.
The guy that Matthew just said, he's the sporting director of Juventus, I believe, which means he's in charge of who they buy, who they sell, this, that, and the other. And yeah, they're actually going. They were one of the best teams in the world. They're going downhill anyway.
Matthew says top 3 Singapore predictions.
Max, and then Signs, and then I don't know. I got this right the other week as well, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
The other week. It was a few races ago.
Yeah.
Max, Signs, and I don't know. Lewis,
nice. I'm going to go Max, Charlie Boy, and Fernando Alonso. Now, stay with me.
Go on.
Purely because he's going to get a rocket ship start off the line, get up into 3rd place, and don't forget it's Singapore, no one can pass, and he's just going to sit there and be in front of everyone and get 3rd place. There you go.
Oh, I don't know. You say no one can pass, but the DRS zones there are quite...
True.
And that's pretty much all that's pretty much all it will be, but I think they're quite down that like straight in the first sector. They're quite prominent, aren't they?
Yeah. Champ 92 says, he's talking about Ferrari, on a straight line it is bloody quick, no doubt agree. At Melbourne, I thought Ferrari had reserves. But over time, we got to find out that Red Bull had the reserves when the chips were down. It still broke my heart to see all those DNFs, not even McLaren's DNF streak from 2005 comes this close, not to forget all their grid penalties which costed them the championship. Ferrari lost a shitload of points and important money in development. Now they need to focus on 2023 early. Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's what
reliability. That's what they need. Because there's nothing wrong with the drivers whatsoever. Charles and Carlos are a very good team. Very good two drivers to partner together, I think.
I think they've got the actual best driver setup. I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. So it's nothing wrong
in terms of having like the two drivers. They'd like, because Perez is a good driver, but he just for some reason ain't doing it.
Yeah.
He's certainly not up to Max's standard.
He must be getting on a bit now, surely. Got to be in his 30s.
He's like 32, I think, isn't he?
32, yeah. Well, that's old. That's old for an F1 driver these days.
Yeah, I guess so. But for some, I don't understand. I can understand him being a bit off the pace to Max because it's Max, but he seems quite a way off. Yeah. He's a long, he's not just a little bit off; he's a long way off. And then you've got like Lewis and George Russell. Well, to be honest, I think George Russell's better than Lewis, but at the moment,
yeah.
But Sainz and Leclerc, absolute quality pairing. You'd expect one of them to be top 3 every race.
Absolutely.
If not both, to be fair, they should both be there.
Don't forget, still next year, Jamie, Lewis has still got a chance to get that 8 times world championship.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. I've said this before in my streams. I'm actually glad about that because I don't mind that he's equalled Michael Schumacher's, but I just don't want him to beat the record. I think that record should stand. So I'm happy he's equal. I'm happy he's equal, but I don't want him to beat Michael Schumacher, to be honest.
I know he's young, but I don't even think Max will get close to it in the end.
Yeah, possibly not.
I don't think. Well, I just can't see him being in it that long.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I just have a feeling that Max boredom might set in a couple of years and he might disappear. You know.
Yeah,
especially
that's what I mean. I don't think.
Yeah, because he won it last year and he's going to win it this year, almost foregone conclusion. And if he cut more years, I think he might, said that's it. I've had enough.
I think the thing with Red Bull is it depends what happens in a couple of years when everything changes.
Yeah.
Like regulations and
2026. Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
I mean, he could possibly be in it until then, but then I think that's when. To be honest, I think. Well, it's difficult. Red Bull could possibly dominate it until that time.
Yeah.
And then that's when it's all going to. I think they will. I think the other teams will be there or thereabouts, but I think Red Bull have got enough to win it for the next few years now.
Yeah.
But then when everything changes, then you just don't know, do you? Like it's started, but that's also when I think probably about the time where Max will be dropping out.
Yeah. 2026, big engine regulation changes. And of course 2030, which I spoke about at the start of the stream, of course is the first year of total net zero for F1, which as I said at the start of the stream, there's just no way that's going to happen. No way. It's all...
Yeah, it's not for the sport. It's just not sustainable.
It isn't sustainable. What are their trucks going to use for fuel? You can't have a HGV that runs on electric. I'm sure no electric motor can be that powerful enough to transport a big motor with all the spares for an F1 car in the back of it. I'm sure it can't be. Not yet. I mean, it might be in a few years, but at the moment it hasn't got the power. So they've got to use
Yeah,
some
well,
kind of fuel. So what are they going to use?
don't some of I've seen, it's not many, but there are. I've seen it like, I can't remember what I've seen it on, but there's like, like you got like the bloody biofuel and all that now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so they'll try and push in that direction and hope that the like technology's gone further for them to be able to do that.
exactly. Yeah, but will it? It's only got eight years, and so yeah.
Things move quickly though, don't they?
True.
I mean,
True. I did.
now,
Carry on.
no, I was gonna say, like, nowadays things move like quickly. Like before, even like 10 years ago, you wouldn't think like, from a PlayStation. Well, even from like say, like from a PlayStation 1, we wouldn't have even thought about the PlayStation 2.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now you can almost imagine, like, even from a PlayStation 4, you'd almost be already thinking about the next one, knowing that they've got the capability to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I first played Gran Turismo, and I used to just watch the replays, because the replays were like, the very first Gran Turismo on the PS1, and I used to just watch the replays. And I remember I still got this memory in my head, and I remember thinking at the time, I went, "Wow, how are they ever going to improve on these graphics?" And that was the PS1. I still got that memory now in my head. Yeah, how are they ever going to improve on these graphics? And now it's just mind-boggling, isn't it? Mind-boggling.
Yeah, but what I'm saying from that is that now we see, so like you're saying, you said that, yeah, you could, from that PS1 you thought, how are they going to get better than this?
Yeah.
But now if you picked up the Gran Turismo game now, you would think straight away, you're probably already thinking, well, the next one's going to be better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because there's like this growth thing now of, we know that everything can,
Yeah. Evolution, Jamie, that's what it is, and it's going faster and faster. Yeah. Mind you, that's what happened to the dinosaurs, and they got wiped out. So, yeah, they reckon if the dinosaurs had continued, they would have ended up basically like us, because they were already starting to develop like feet and hands just before they got wiped out. So they would have basically been like dinosaur versions of us if they'd been able to continue before that big asteroid came down and wiped them all out. But yeah, so evolution's a wonderful thing.
Where's the light? There it is. Oh.
Champ says, yes, Perez starts to struggle indeed. It's maybe because the car suits Max so much more to his driving style. It's also suited to his liking imperfection.
Maybe, but still think he should be doing better.
Scott's... Sorry?
So I come outside and there's a fucking helicopter above me now.
Scott says, while listening to this stream, I've done Belgium on F1 Manager, having a tough season, but Lance, what a superstar. And Seb running P10, crashed, but still finished P13. What a plum. What a plum. Champ says, Lewis was just not expecting Max attacking on the inside at Abu Dhabi. He maybe thought that Verstappen didn't get what it takes to do it under pressure. Yet again, he pressured him all the way through. Rosberg was fighting in 2016 too against Lewis, but he had so much more luck on his side than Verstappen had, in my opinion. Verstappen was even more impressive since he overdrove that car to its limits to win. Yes, guys, world is moving fast indeed. Thankfully, I still own a PS2 when it was about feeling, fun factor, and not graphics and stale perfection. Yes, indeed. And continuously bringing out the same shit every year. That's the thing that gets me.
Yeah.
The thing that I've always thought was stagnated, you remember like the graphics on the PS2, and then it made quite a huge leap to PS3. But I think since PS3, the leap has been very, very tiny. It really hasn't, because PS3 was in HD, and I think since then the leap's been in very, very small increments, to be honest.
It's well, it's sort of, yeah, the graphics haven't gone up so much in the last couple of years, but I think the general gameplay or what they can do with the games and the size of games, things like that, is. I mean, do you know what? I wish I played it more, but like games like Red Dead Redemption 2 are just incredible games.
Yeah.
You never think that could be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in like the PS1, PS2 days, like you wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing through the first one at the moment on the PS3, Red Dead Redemption. Bloody brilliant. Really
Oh,
good.
right.
Yeah, really good. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, fantastic game, and it's like because it's like the games like evolve as you're playing them. Like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. Great. Anyway, I've been waffling now for nearly 2 hours, so I'm going to wrap it up here and say thank you very much, Jamie, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I hate being on here on my own. It means I have to talk more.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. But nobody wants to join my chats anymore. I'm gonna get into the Facebook chat and have a go at them. Because Joe said he's going to be in here and he's not. And Dom,
that don't surprise me.
That's true. And Dom, I rung him and he's not here either. It's just ridiculous. What's happening to these guys? I tell you, commitment. You're the only one with commitment, Jamie. Daddy. Yeah, you're the only one with commitment. You know, they just haven't got it. I'm going to have a go at them. Don't worry. Okay. Anyway,
probably busy playing Dream Daddy. So
that's all he wants to play is Dream Daddy. I tell you, his dream daddy's Joseph, and we all know it, isn't it? That's it.
I don't. I was laying in bed last night, and I wasn't sure if I was awake or not, or if I was just in some.
That's all he streams. That's all he streams. Every one of them. You don't know if you're actually in reality or not. You know.
Yeah, I couldn't quite work out if what I was watching was actually going on, and I mean, like, just oh dear, don't. Go and watch Dominic Orlando stream, everyone.
Yeah, go and watch it, everyone. It's on YouTube. Dominic Orlando, his profile is a picture of a crash helmet. Go and check him out, and he's currently doing Dream Daddy, which was an old PC game from a couple of years ago. Go and check it out, and you'll be amazed. You know, you're like a rabbit caught in the headlights. You want to look away, but you just can't. But it's
that's what I was like.
It is. That's what it's like. It's hypnotic. But as I say, if you're trying to get to sleep, watch a bit of that because it's guaranteed. Better than a night owl, definitely.
Because I only started watching it because I'd finished changing the baby at like 2 a.m, and my phone pinged, and it was to say that because I'm subscribed to Dom's channel that he'd started broadcasting. I'm watching it, and I'm like. All of a sudden, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 in the morning.
I know.
Like, what? At one point, like, because I was laying in bed, and you know when you nod off, and my phone like fell onto my nose and almost broke my nose. You know, that sort of thing. I'm just like, what is going? What am I watching? Why am I watching this? For like, crazy.
Exactly. Absolutely crazy. But there you go. Go check him out. The Dominic Orlando channel. He does lots of stuff, very occasionally. Like every 6 months, he'll do about 4 streams of the trial, and that's it. He's gone for another 6 months. But anyway, if you like that sort of thing, go check him out. I think I've done enough plugging for him now, so there you go. Anyway, thanks everyone to Jamie for everyone. What am I saying, everyone? Thanks to Jamie for joining me in the chat tonight, and not for anyone else. Sod the lot of you. Anyway, thanks for everyone in the chat. Of course, you have been awesome. I'll go for your names in a minute after I've finished with Jamie. So thank you, Jamie, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks, mate. Catch you later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, thanks everyone. You've been awesome as always. Shane says, thank you, boys. You're awesome as usual. Good night and peace out. Same to you, mate. Thank you very much. Scott Barnes says, and in 2008, that's when I started to support Nico Rosberg and will never, ever make a better decision than that, ever. My current favourite driver is Lance. The reason why is Josh's 2020 Imola crawl room. Yes, in the comments, of course. Fantastic. Okay, thanks to Scott. Thanks to Champ92. I'm just scrolling up. Matthew D'Souza was in there as well. Who else was there? I think that was everybody, actually. Let's have a look. Oh, Will F1 was in there right at the start. Thank you, Will. And, of course, Jamie was in the chat, and he was also live as well in your living room. Thanks, everyone, for watching tonight. Enjoy the Singapore Sling at the weekend, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you, everyone, for me and Mr. TB Bear. TB Bear. Should we give me his own show? Should we give me his own show? Yeah. TB Bear Show. I'm gonna sneeze now. Wow, it's only taken an hour and a half, and I finally sneezed. Yes, the TB the Bear Show. Would you like that? Shall I just sort of move off to one side? I don't know if I can get out of camera. I can't get out of camera shot. Let's go this side. No, that's even worse. I'll go as far as I can out of here then. Here we go. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another TB Talks. Yes, I'm the star of the show. He's just a bloody wanker. Yes. How is everyone? What shall we talk about today? I don't know. What about the fact that I've got no penis? Look, no penis for the bear. Nothing. No penis. What's all that about? I don't know. What do you say? Not a lot, because I'm a bear. Anyway, that's enough for me, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and I will join you in the next video. Good night, and enjoy the rest of the civilization as long as it lasts. Because the way things are going, I've got no idea. And if you're in the UK, enjoy another week of having some money, and then it's all gone. Yes, because all the lecky goes up on Saturday, in fact. So everyone turn the lights off on Saturday, and then you might save a few bob. So anyway, thank you everyone.